these games? I assume there will be. I don't actually know.
Yes,
but
there will be.
Okay, there will be.
Christian's going to do
Cool.
it. It might not be up immediately, but it'll
Yeah.
be up eventually.
Yeah. In the past, there have been. Yeah. So I guess Chris Lipe is going to play first, and Dave is going to play second. And as I mentioned, these two have played a total of 24 Crescent City Cups out of a possible 24 opportunities.
Diehards.
Yeah.
That's commitment, and that's a level of commitment I will forever respect.
Yeah.
These guys know how to have a good time. They know
Yeah.
where to have a good time,
Yes.
and it is right here at the Crescent City Cup. If you're
Yeah.
not here this year, get here next year.
Yeah.
Start budgeting now.
So Chris looks like he's got an okay opening rack. I don't think there's any.
Fjord
Yeah, I think Fjord will probably come down pretty
or
quickly.
Fiorin.
Oh, Fiorin. Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
And Dave, definitely a
Oh man,
better rack.
Examiner with an E, but he's not
yeah,
gonna get it.
not gonna get an E from Chris, as we all know. Fjord seems like I would just do it quickly.
I mean, Fiorin is actually a play I think I like better, all things neutral, but they're so close. It's,
Yeah.
more importantly, I think you just keep your clock off. So Fjord is what Chris is going to do. That's fine, pretty standard. No complaints, no issue with that. And crucially, he does not expose an E for Dave to hit Examiner, so Dave now has to figure out what to do with this stuff instead. Axiom plays for 30 through that O. Mix is an easy little stack with a good leave on top of Fjord, making IF and XI. It's going to be one of those two, right, Conrad?
Yeah, and I mean, thing that's nice about Mix is that there's not much you can do on the board unless you can play through the XI or you keep stacking on top of Mix, which gives Dave another chance with his AENR to perhaps get a bingo down to the D in Fjord. As we see now, Chris would be able to play Wood on top of Mix, which would be kind of just what the doctor ordered after that kind of awful draw.
Yeah, you have to have a plan next turn in Scrabble, and if you play Mix, you're holding AE and R, you have to ask yourself, are these bingo prone tiles going to play if I do hit my bingo? And yeah, that D stays exposed most of the time and synergizes very well with AE and R. So Mix, you're okay opening up a little overlappy spot because you want your opponent to play there. You want to leave the D alone.
Yeah. Which is not, you don't always want to leave the D alone, but this is a case where you want to leave the D alone.
Not many cases for me, but in this case, yes. So Mix comes down, AENR, and yeah, we expect Chris to come back with WUD very quickly, break up that horrible WU combo.
Yeah. Chris will be more than happy to avail himself of the offer. FUD is probably actually pretty close.
Fix it too, but I don't think you do that. I mean, they'll Scrabble a dodge. If you could play Wood, you probably should. Just don't overthink it here. Just play Wood.
Yeah.
I think Matt Graham originally maybe coined that, so credit to him. I'm not actually funny. I just steal other people's jokes and say them with the headset on. And assuming Wood comes down, Dave has drawn a bunch of E's, and while the D stayed exposed like he wanted, he did not convert the draw that he needed and won't be able to bingo.
It seems like it should. It just looks like that would go really nicely with the D.
Looks great, but not on the cards for him.
Yeah. So I don't know, what's Dave gonna do?
I think he's gonna cry.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I know Dave well enough, I expect tears to start rolling down his face.
Yeah,
pretty soon.
That might happen.
No crying in baseball, but there's definitely crying in Scrabble.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever cried during a Scrabble game?
Yeah, when I was a kid. I cried when I lost the championship game of a tournament when I was like 13. I was really sad. But I don't think I've cried at a Scrabble tournament since then. Something about being an adult.
Well, that makes one of us. But we'll just leave it there.
I mean, you've played for much, much higher stakes than I've ever had the opportunity to, and have more deep personal connections with this game than I will. And, there comes Wood. Why did it take a minute to play that? I guess you want to make sure that you're going to find all the options. You really don't want to make a dumb blunder on the stream.
He was also probably debating FUD. I mean, the W is arguably a better time. I mean, the W and the F both kind of suck on this board, and we know how you feel about Fs.
I really don't like Fs.
So I think ultimately being able to overlap thumb or adding your F onto diff makes the F better in this case. F's in chat, of course. We have to pay our respects.
Do you
What do
play
you do if you're Dave?
EE here? Do you play ERE here? I really like this is just annoying and
Eel, maybe? I mean, you don't really want to put an E there, but I don't know.
but eel beneath fjord or above wood?
Above wood? I don't know. I mean, obviously we know what Chris's tiles are, but
Yeah, I just feel like if I play eel on top of wood, like I'm gonna get hit with a play like prize and then actually cry.
yeah.
And if I'm not scoring points, I don't really want my opponent to score points either, but there's not options that like substantially limit what my opponent can do. I think I would actually play ERE here and just like make this position extremely confusing for my opponent.
ERE through the R?
Absolutely.
Well, I guess EE is still good, so you
Right,
do
so
leave
you've still
the
got that. I don't know. I mean, that's a weird play, but I think it's one that would make my opponent's brain explode. And I'm not smart enough to figure out Scrabble, so I just try to make it as hard as possible for my
Yeah.
opponent and make them do the thinking.
Yeah, in this case, ERE does take some extra hooks and collins, so LERE would kind of
Uh,
negate the otherwise benefits. Matt is trying to understand what happens when you put ERE on the board in
you
the
can
more
put,
inclusive
I think,
dictionary.
every single letter you want in
B,
front of it, and
C,
apparently
D, F,
even like
G,
a bunch
H,
of
L,
words
M, N,
behind.
P.
Apparently, a bunch of letters behind it too. I
Yeah.
forgot you can't play defense anymore. So, all
You'd
right,
be surprised.
you can play
Yeah.
defense, but okay. Well, I wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
knowing what I know now. But
Yes, muffin with tentacle notes. Erel. No.
Rev apparently. I
Yeah,
lost
Rev,
I lost
yeah.
a game on Woogles to a person in Nigeria because they back hooked ear with the V and beat me, and I'm like, okay, I guess I lose now.
So Dave plays Remix, which is kind of the highest scoring play, but unfortunately it's going to give Chris a nice little rat fink, which I do not think he's going to miss. Of course, Dave himself picks up the blank to go with the third E, which game's going to change a little bit. I expect rat fink and Levend.
All of a sudden we get a ton of points. Yeah, Ratfink will
Yeah.
be 45. And then yeah, Levend or Ledend or Latined or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
just do whatever you want to that D now. The D
Don't play Latined. It's not a word.
Oh well, then don't play that. Yeah.
I once had Alistair Richards played Latined against me, and I didn't challenge it because I forgot it was 5-point challenge, and the only way I could lose the game was if I lost a turn.
Oh. Well, there are 4 bingos to the D: Leadened, Enameled, Ensealed, and Leavened.
Yeah.
But not Latined. Don't listen to
No.
me. This is
Yeah.
why they don't let me within 100 feet of a Scrabble board anymore.
Yeah. Is Ratfink isn't a verb, is it? Or is it? I don't know.
Ratfink is a contemptible person.
Okay, that's what
so
I thought it meant, but
Yeah.
so it's basically Evans Clunchy.
Evans Ratfink Clunchy.
Yeah.
But not a verb.
Okay.
So Dave's gonna
Chris looks at LLLZ.
get an O
An
and
O or a
spell out
U.
lol.
Come on, lols.
Yeah, lols, please do it for the lols. Nah.
Yeah.
Oh well. That is special. 3 L's and a Z is your first, and Dave's got the 4th L.
Yeah.
So he's gonna expose it too when he bingos. So let's get Zill with 4 L's.
Yeah, Zill with 4 L's.
Or Zorilla. Thanks, David. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's actually crazy. Leavened, leadened, and enameled all put the blank on the double letter. So it's got to be ensealed and expose the S for 3 extra points, right?
Yeah. Which in this case, I mean, every play will bail Chris out, but Zilla's in many ways, or Zilla into the S and sealed, kind of bails him out for the best leave, even though any plays like Leadened or whatever would give back ZA parallel.
Yeah, yeah.
But would keep all the L's. So arguably, like when Dave has Ensealed spelled out, and we'll, almost certainly play it because it's 3 more points and points are good. It will kind of give Chris an out. Otherwise, he may be forced to play Killaz, Killaz.
I wish that was a word.
I know.
All right. What is this? Is this ensealed? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, Dave's really just going up a tempo. There's no reason not to put an S out there.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have to, you don't want to, but in this case, you have to. It's not a 3-point sacrifice.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do it. So in Seal, it's going to come down. I expect Light probably going to play Zilla's
pretty quickly, I would
pretty
assume. Yeah,
quickly.
could play Zill, set up your own A, but
I need to
pretty
get
good.
rid of as many of these L's
These
as
L's are
possible.
just death. LR, we'll live with that. I think LR is actually slightly better than you'd probably think, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Dave Wiegand has decided to channel as Matthew O'Connor. He's no longer orienting his tiles
Yeah.
correctly. I think he's given up on that.
Mhm.
All right, awesome. I love when that happens.
Yeah, no, I think he'll adjust them in a sec, but
At least I got 8 hours of sleep last night. Trying to do this with 4 hours of sleep and a hangover is impossible for me to decipher. But
Chat points out that Dave actually needs a Zeid space for a bingo.
oh yeah, Epizoite. Wow. So
But I
any
don't-
reason Chris would give him one? I don't see any
I
candidate
don't
plays that
think
do.
so. No.
No. No. Oh well. That's irony though.
Yeah.
That's kind of been the story of Dave's morning though. Just the timing does not quite work out.
Yeah.
You know.
Though picking up that blank kind of maybe that'll turn things around for him. Because this was trouble if he didn't immediately bingo to that D in Fjord
Yeah.
after Ratfink.
It's so sad when you get stuck in I call it one pointer jail where you're
Yeah.
just sitting on like AEEE and you're like, well, the highest scoring play available is 16 and oh boy. You just every time you miss a bingo, you just die.
Yeah. Matt's died a lot this weekend. I don't know if folks have noticed that, but he keeps dying.
Yeah,
Or he keeps hypothetically dying.
and players keep dying too.
Yeah.
But I like casting the commentator curse on things when I say he's
Oh, yeah.
dead and then like he makes a thrilling comeback, or when I say she's done in this one and then she comes all the way back. Like I just, if I can cast that curse and get us some drama, I'm happy to do it. No offense to either player. I just want close Scrabble games.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Nothing worse than sitting here with a 200-point lead and 13 minutes on both players' clocks.
So how does Krill sim against Zilla? So we had that as a suggested option. This can kind of give us some insight into how OP is the Z.
Krill Sim's like 7 or 8 down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, the Z's nice, but not here.
Right, exactly. You're probably not gonna
If Krill were
make it
like
up.
crawl instead
yeah.
and could set up the Z on top, maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any other compelling Z setup opportunities anywhere.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm surprised Chris is taking this long. He may just be looking for other options. Well, he probably is looking for other options. I'm sure he sees Zillas. It would be hard to miss if you know the word, which he certainly does.
Chris is someone who's done a lot for competitive Scrabble and the competitive Scrabble scene. I think you on the Collins front maybe know a little bit more about what he's done, but currently
he's the head of the World English Scrabble Players Association.
Yeah, right. The WESPA chair. So, that alone is just huge for the game. So thank you, Chris, for your efforts and everything you've done for the game.
Yeah. So I think this should give Dave a pretty decent comeback. Leave a bunch of vowels, but I do see that gives PIET. Shows up immediately. Too bad no pieto, just pieta. It'd be nice to get rid of another vowel there. Chris picking up some one pointers, and the WU is back.
Walrus.
Walrus. I think there are some 8s in that, or there might be an 8 in that. Borlaw, maybe. Not that that's gonna play, but
2.
And Woralis, of course.
Yeah, so two 8s available for Chris out of that rack. He'll need a B or an I.
I don't think he's not getting a B.
He's not getting an I in the rack
either. I think Piet is going to get played. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be Piet, maybe Poet if you don't like making good plays.
But the S is a nice tile to have here. The Fjord hook, the Ratfink hook.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with having an S right here. Dave's really just going to want to pick up some consonants with that wide open A, that wide open E.
Oh my goodness, Chris has a really good play.
Oh wow.
Assuming Piet or Poet comes down, Chris is still going to have a really, really good play.
Yeah, let's see if let's leave this one for chat to find.
This is an equity puzzle. There it is. Yeah, Wuxia.
Yeah.
Wuxia and Voodoo.
Yeah.
All right.
Both from completely different languages. I love that.
All right, so Wuxia and Voodoo is just the ultimate bailout. Holds LORS, lets you hold that. That is so much better than any play that Chris has, but
Yeah.
it's tough to see, and now it's even more obscured, that
Yeah.
spot after Piet. Will Chris spot it? It's a big, big blunder if he does not, but that is tricky.
It would block the no longer good Haliotes.
Yes.
Is that still good in TWL?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think they took it out.
Or are they re-adding it in the?
I don't pay attention anymore.
Okay.
The number of times they've changed the lexicon recently has just made me decide I'm not going to study any words
Yeah.
until we actually figure this out, and then I'm still not going to study words.
Yeah. So you've been called out by Galumba to let you know that it's not pronounced Wuxia.
Tell me, how do I pronounce that?
I don't know what the vocalizations are, but it's Wuxia.
Wuxia.
Some martial art, I think.
Okay, I need to pick up a JRPG where I can use a wuxia. Then that
It's
sounds
Chinese,
fun.
bro.
Okay, I mean, I need to pick up a video game where I can use a wuxia. I mean,
Wuxia.
JRPGs can have Chinese characters, Conrad.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Too bad we don't have Jesse Day, who does in fact speak fluent Mandarin, on the chat with
Well,
us right now.
next game, my understanding is Jesse Day will be giving one of us a break, and then the game after that, he'll be giving the other one a break. So that is nice, and a little shake up in the commentary.
So Dave has Haliotes spelled out to troll us.
Ooh, see ya.
He knows it's not a word, but he is.
Oh yeah,
He is in fact here to troll us, which
He's
we.
trying to bait us into saying, "Oh my God, has Dave forgotten that he
Oh
took that
no!
word
Yeah.
out?" No, we know better, Dave. Come on, stop,
Yeah.
stop. I may be dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Right. I think you're most likely to find wuxia here if you had already noticed the potential for hooking Voodoo, because you're already kind of primed by the WU. It looks
He's
like
missed
he's going to
it.
play rap.
If you're gonna play there, LOWP, I think is just a way better version to
I
do
do
it,
think
right?
so, yeah.
That's okay.
He really wants to keep that last L, you know? He wants to keep a U also. Well, he's going
Yeah,
to keep the U either way.
yeah. Well, not if you played Wuxia.
True.
Oh my goodness, Dave is rearranged his tiles. I
Oh, no.
don't think he's gonna play
Oh,
Haliotes anymore.
no.
Wow,
Dave, you're going to
shocker.
miss it. Oh, no.
Uh, For those newer to the stream or newer to competitive Scrabble, Dave Wiegand is a name you will learn very quickly as one of the very best players on the planet. Just word knowledge that is more impressive than almost anybody else's word knowledge I've seen. Dave is not going to mess up a high probability 8 like that ever.
Yeah. It's going to maybe trouble for Dave here, though, because Chris has drawn Glarius through the AIC, and if Dave plays anything with the K to score some points and balance his tiles, something like Koha seems reasonable, then Regulos would show up.
Yeah, man. Koa's so sad. You're just
And,
asking your opponent to score 55 next turn.
yeah, but that's only like, on average in a game, your opponent's going to average what, like 35 points a turn or whatever. So it's not that much worse. And on average, they're not gonna hit it for that big all the time.
On this board, there's just not a ton of scoring
Yeah.
opportunity. And I don't know. I don't like giving my opponent scoring opportunity.
Yeah, no, it's not a pleasant play for sure.
You probably want to look at vowel consonant ratio unseen if you're Dave here, because a lot of your good options you're debating between EIST and AEIST, and you really don't want to get mucked up in vowels. So Koha's the play he's going to end up making. Kind of a hold your nose and just do it.
Yeah,
That's what you got to do.
yeah. So Regulos, I assume, will come down pretty quickly. Glarius would have still played, so it's not the end of the world for Dave. Like, I don't think he was going to block that A, and maybe he could have played Halo instead of.
Yeah, this is a huge draw for Dave. He's going to
Right.
need a big counter to Regulos. It's a 7-letter REGULOS Collins only bingo that plays beneath Koha right now.
Yeah, it appears Chris is going to check Koha, which admittedly is all those fours are hard to keep track of.
Definitely.
Can definitely. His Hoka, maybe, but not Hako or Kaho. I don't know. Yeah, Hoka and Koha. I think I've finally learned this.
But I mean,
overall.
a 5-point challenge, just give it a shot because even if you're 80% sure it is good, just give it a
Yeah.
shot.
Chris is one of those players who will challenge a lot of things. There are certain players throughout Collins, or in the 5-point challenge world, really. Some are like, they're going to challenge everything. Some people challenge a lot less. And Dave has decided to make a questionable play, drawing a Q to
Yeah,
go with an otherwise good draw.
that's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh my goodness, we interrupt this broadcast to announce that King Cake has appeared. Later. Thank you.
Matt will be having his king cake later.
This
You're
this
wondering.
tournament is so freaking incredible, man. Like, just
Yeah.
muffalettas appear and king cake appears and incredible coffee and po' boys and like,
Yeah.
man, all I have to do is sit here and talk about Scrabble and then people give me beer and food and
And I
wow.
think you wanted to play.
I did want to play. Hey, I mean, the king cake is in the playing room and I'm sitting out here in the hall.
True.
So yeah, I did want to play. I'd still eat king cake.
So speaking of playing, Regulos has been played, and Dave is just like, why?
David's like, why am I here?
He could play QIS for 22, very effectively blocking the board. To be fair, he's not down by that much. He'll only be down 30, so it's not the end of the world. But it's like, it's incredibly sad.
This is ridiculous,
Yeah.
man. This is so sad for Dave. That is like one of the worst things that could have happened to him.
Yeah.
Big sad.
But
Someone cut Dave a slice of king cake. He needs it right now. It's been so sad watching him just get obliterated by the tile bags 2 games in a row.
I mean, this game is definitely not over yet. He's only down 51.
Yeah, it feels more over than it is. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I think you have to play QIS and
You
just
play
cry?
QIS, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's obviously like there's nothing good about it, but it does reduce some volatility in the bottom left. And as we know, Chris kind of had a crap draw, so he's not going to be able to do too much, I don't think, in the bottom left. Stone's still perfectly good. You got that A hanging around for a double. But I mean, you just have to be like, what? How? Why?
Why did I draw QO? There were so many good letters in the bag, and I got these. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, the O was great.
The O helped with his
and the N,
lead,
and the N was great.
Man, I just hate QO together. Like, there's such horrible anti synergy between those two.
Yeah, and the Q and everything, obviously. All right, Dave, can you do it? And he gets a J this time. I mean, I guess the J is actually a great. If you're not going to draw a bingo here, the J is a great pickup because he's got JO, but he also has Jeton underneath.
Yeah, I mean, that spot, I don't think. Well, if Chris plays Irie through the R and Fjord, Jeton stays available. EYE beneath seems so obvious, though.
Yeah, which would foil both of his good plays.
Yeah, he's got the Jag option on top. He's got Jeton on the bottom, but EYE would obstruct just everything.
Yeah.
I think if you're Chris, you're still staring at that exposed triple word. You know you've dodged a major bullet with Dave not being able to play there, and you need to make it go away with the lead you have.
He has to jettison that J.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, if it's kind of like because you're so looking for plays from A15 or whatever, it's possible that if you don't consider B15 and maybe you just miss the EYE spot, but
I doubt it.
His tiles are so bad.
And even if all of the bottom left plays, Jeton and the Jag plays go away, I mean, JOLE is still a play that makes you feel okay. You set up your S, you score 27, you hold E and ST, like...
Yeah. You haven't lost ground.
You'd much rather play Jeton or Joe, but like, okay, at least you've got a bailout, a backup.
Yeah. Probably not worth it to play JIN or something through the I and QIS.
While Chris thinks about this pivotal turn, just very quickly, this tournament is being brought to you on the Twitch channel of Austin Shin, one of the very top players in the world, who also lives right here in New Orleans, Louisiana now. If you do like watching Scrabble, he streams once or twice a week. Consider subscribing to this Twitch channel. You'll get notifications when he goes live. If you like more, or if you like, oh, this is big. Okay, I'll interrupt my shilling for a second.
Yeah.
So Chris opts to hold all three of his E's and leave all of the real estate at the bottom available. And Dave, I think, is going to drop Jeton like instantly. No,
I mean, he might count up Joe.
yeah, Jeton is 55, Joe
Yeah.
is 42,
Yeah.
but I think, you can't sacrifice 13 points to hold
Yeah.
ENST on this board.
Yeah.
Maybe if there were,
ES is perfectly fine. There's plenty of N's and T's unseen.
yep,
All good.
yeah, Jeton is 55. You play Jeton.
Yeah. Which means he's essentially caught up.
Right. And Chris is a bad rag. This is
Yeah.
almost advantage Dave now.
Yeah, I would say probably so.
This is one of those where like players like to go on tilt. They see Jeton and they get upset, and it's like, do you have to understand like the amount of fishing Dave was doing? Like you've actually almost dodged bullets not
Right.
getting bingoed
Yeah.
on each of the last few
Yeah.
turns. Players love to lament bad luck, and yet somehow getting hit for 55 is a stroke of good fortune because
Yeah.
it wasn't a bingo. But players always notice when bad things happen and
Right.
never notice when good things happen in this game. Everybody's a glass half empty.
Yeah.
In any case, okay, I'll stop that. Chris is up by 10, no, by 5 after that. I forgot to give the challenge. So Chris is up by 5, has a terrible rack, and all of a sudden, there have to be bells going off in his head like, "Oh no, this is not good. My leave is evaporated. Dave is right at my heels now."
Yep.
You got to decide between kind of more variant, like plays with higher volatility. You can just play two of your vowels right now and hold EIMOS, EEIMS. But if you do something like that and you draw more vowels, your lead is gone next turn, 100%.
Right. But 23 consonants, 13 vowels.
Yeah, okay, consonant heavy. Maybe
But
you're
not the
okay.
best. Two B's, two V's, two G's.
Yeah, they're not good consonants.
Yeah.
But, well, there are. There's
There's
N's
a
and R's
mix.
and
There's
S's
some
and
really
T's.
bad ones and some really good ones.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be maybe looking to get rid of the M if I could, just because if I get more clunkers, I don't want an M and a B together. I don't want an M and a G together. I don't
Yeah.
really want an M and a V. I think will be okay with what I've got, but I don't know, something like MEER down to the R in Fjord looks all right to me as well. Maybe just play off one more tile, score a little bit more. I think that M is just something I want to get rid of here. But I think a play like OE, WO, and RE in the top left corner makes some sense too. What would you be looking to do in this situation?
I like the M here only because if you don't draw one of the cruddy consonants, it's a pretty powerful tile. Most of your best remaining leaves are going to have that M involved. I just kind of want to be happy that I have a 5-point lead here still. I don't really want to give Dave much if possible. As we know, Dave doesn't have much of anything, but I'd probably, I don't know, maybe play off a couple vowels. I definitely think about it for a while here.
This is a really tricky turn, and one that, yeah, I mean, the draw that Chris has after this is going to be so important for
Yeah.
the future of this game and his prospects at winning.
I wish you could justify something like LMI through the L. That would be a terrible play, but I wish you could justify something like that to keep a
And
somewhat
yeah,
balanced leave.
with a different unseen tile distribution, Erie through the R in Fjord is. I love doing plays like that. Just play 4 vowels for
Yeah.
13 points and get on with it.
Yeah.
But there's not too many vowels left in the pool, so we're
Yeah.
going to see not OE but EE in the
Yeah.
top corner. That
E-
makes
yeah.
plenty of sense.
Yeah, I think that's a slight improvement because you already have the E open and or 2 E's open and unsealed.
And then does Dave cash in by dent through the I for 37, or does he keep things small and tight and keep, DENS or DENST a powerful leave? You've got to feel good with decent leaves on this board with the E and the A and N sealed. Like even if one gets blocked, the other one's going to stay available. So if you draw good stuff, odds are you'll have a bingo line. But I don't know. I think Bidence is a lot of points, but it exposes a lot of floaters. After EE, Chris is probably at least pretty close to bingo
Right.
range, so I don't know that I like giving him a bunch of consonant floaters.
That's really the problem is because your opponent is clearly close to a bingo, you can't afford to blow up your whole rack. Granted, there are decent tiles left, so he may be considering, what may happen on future turns. Looks like he's going to play ByteDance pretty fast. I'm not surprised. It does open up an entire new part of the board, which means that should Chris bingo, he'll have plenty of stuff to work with. And if Chris doesn't bingo, ByteDance puts the pressure on because now Dave is like unmistakably in the lead. So I think I probably would have ended up playing ByteDance, but I probably would have waited a little longer because I would have been kind of scared.
I think I might have actually like chickened out and just played bot through the O and regulos BOT, but I don't know. In any case, Chris is going to hit him back, not with the bingo, but he's got double doubles available through the
Yep.
A, homages or homages. Either one plays for 52 right now.
And we'll
So
block Colby.
no, don't block Colby. My husky is named Colby. His original name was Kobe, like the basketball player, but living in San Antonio, that doesn't fly. And so we
Oh my
changed it.
god, look at what Dave drew. Drew boycott.
He drew boycott, and the S is gonna stay there. That's incredible.
I was like, wait a
Freaking
sec.
Dave.
Wait a sec. He has the actual.
He like straight up drew natural boycott, and then he's gonna bingo and draw the blank, and wow.
I was so like stuck on how bad the draw was. Like, oh, hold on a sec. Mulct is a valid word. Yes.
That's nuts. Boycott. So buy dents. I'm gonna blow up this rack and just draw a bingo anyway, because I'm freaking Dave Wiegand, man. But
Yeah.
Dave has had some terrible pulls, so it's about time he gets some good fortune on his side.
Yeah. Gibbs certainly won't be over the boycott, all things considered, doesn't score a ton for a bingo. I mean, it's obviously great for Dave. But plenty of good tiles still unseen. It's a blank still.
Chris hasn't seen his double doubles. Those are insta plays if you see them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, there it is. He found him.
Okay. And he's gonna play homages or homages and not homages. I'd probably flip the O and the H just to avoid.
I think I would too.
To
Yeah.
avoid exposing the blue beneath the vowel bit.
And let's see what happens to Lipe's brain when Dave immediately plays boycotts.
That's incredible. Boycotts for how many points, Conrad?
Ooh, I hope it's 69. Is it 69?
It is 69.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you believe our restaurant bill last night for a lot of people was $419.82? So I asked Dave's wife, Chris, to add an extra 18 cents, but in hindsight, I should have asked her to add an additional 87 cents. So it was $420.69.
Missed opportunity.
It was a missed opportunity.
There's a baseball player who negotiated an annual salary of $4,200,000. It was just 420, and I thought it was really funny. But that baseball player was Trevor Bauer, so never mind. Anyway, we don't need to go there right now.
And Chris picks up a bingo of his own, a tasty one at that.
Oh wow, Arancini.
Now I'm hungry.
Wow,
what a! Dave immediately looks at ES. Is Dave gonna draw? Oh no, he gets the two U's. Oh, and the oh my god. So fireworks are coming here.
Whoa.
Dave will. Chris will almost certainly find Arancini, and then.
Wow. Oh, there should be a food-themed prize.
Oh wait, if Chris bingos, he'll only leave one in the bag.
Oh
wow.
Dave can plunk a U, maybe? I don't know.
He'll probably have to. He'll just have to figure out, is there
the double UT? Is there a way to set up Kiviute? If he can set up Kiviute for the win, that'd be incredible. Do you see that?
Yeah. That would be like the play that Nigel did recently with the sunk and whatever.
I haven't seen this one yet, but I need to.
It's a good one.
Nigel Richards is really freaking good at Scrabble. Yeah. Oh man, anytime there's somebody can.
There's Arancini. He's found it.
Man,
and Chris is like, "Oh, this is great. Yes, I love this. I love this. I love this." Dave's like, "Oh, for heck's sake."
Well, Dave also just drew natural boycotts on a 6-tile draw.
But after that, you're feeling good.
Oh,
see, there's the unhappy face.
Unseen pool is grandpa and a V for Dave. So we'll see if Chris draws grandpa. I don't think it plays, right? No,
but Dave might have to fish off one. I mean, he's gonna. Yeah, let's see what's in the. I think depending upon what's in the bag, Dave might be in good shape if he fishes off the U. I don't know. Like let's find out.
No, I mean Dave's not going to get to watch what Chris draws. Is his grandpa? Is Chris going to leave a V in the bag? Incredible.
So I want you to know, if Dave fishes off a U, I once in a TWL game played Evulsive against Dave for like 100, and he didn't even hold. It's like one of my greatest moments. I don't know if it's good in Collins, but
Can he set up Kiviute?
well, I just say, what if you just play OU for 4?
Because then out and grandpa and you lose.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot he actually drew Grandpa. Oh shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, even out, like out, just what can Dave draw on a one tile fish? Like
Vesuvia, and I don't know if there's something like Evulsive. What he basically has to threaten something. He has to fake something.
okay,
Oh wait.
he can fish. Oh, if he fishes a
Vesuvian.
U, if he fishes a U, he's gonna draw Lovies and
Right.
Vesuvian.
Okay, so yeah, he's got to fish off the U, but he can't. But he'll identify that you can't open a spot for Grandpa.
Wait, hang on. Oh, okay, yeah. So if he fishes a U and draws a V, of course he knows he's drawing one of these 8 tiles. He
Yeah.
doesn't know he's drawing Grandpa, or he doesn't know he's drawing a V. He knows he's drawing one of Grandpa or a V.
Yeah.
What other tiles hit if you fish a U here? The A almost definitely is gonna
Yeah.
well, just Vesuvian, but at
Vesuvian
Vesuvian in just at one spot
Yeah,
that
you have
gets
to.
blocked.
So but I mean, you're probably gonna fish the U off anyway, right? Like, what are you gonna do? Fish off the V?
If you draw the D, you're gonna draw seductive or
Yeah.
updives or delusive. So I think one of those is gonna stay available. Chris can't block at all.
Can Chris score enough by blocking Lovies?
If he draws the N, he's certainly unwives, universe, all that. Okay, that's fine. What else can he draw? If he draws the G, he dies. If he draws the P, he has updives. Yeah, okay. So fishing a U hits enough. It's actually going to hit with the V in the bag, ironically
Yeah.
enough. U,
And that's
V,
part, but that's part of what's gonna lend a lot of like, oh, this is nice. But can Chris score enough? Let's say he plays. What's the best U fish? Is it just cut for 5?
Well, does he need to create a new line?
No, he's got a Lovey.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
need to. So it's just cut for 5. And then can Chris outrun Lovies? Absolutely not. He
No.
can play Pad
Bad
Nag.
Nag, that's what I saw. Yeah.
So if Dave fishes a U here, he's going to end up finding what he needs in the bag. Again, the big irony is he needs a V, and he's going to
Yeah.
find it, which is nuts. So Chris's draw of Grandpa likely losing him the game. If Dave
Who knew?
doesn't think this situation all the way through and plays OU, he lets Chris bingo out with Grandpa and loses
Yeah.
by 150. But if he plays cut, if he plays the U, a couple squares over, he wins the game.
Yeah.
So
I do expect Dave to find this. He is one of the best endgame players. Like the dude plays really well.
Dave Wiegand is good at Scrabble. You heard it here first.
If I trusted anyone here, and the only people I can think of who could be better at endgames, I see Jello Mocha's in the chat. He probably gives Dave a run for his money on
I think
endgame players.
Strictly like bag is empty or one in the bag, like Mac Miller also just I've seen him solve things in 0 seconds, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I haven't even like figured out if you have a bingo on your bag yet.
Yeah.
But Dave is up there.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think Dave's gonna find this. I mean, hell, if we found it, I don't see why he wouldn't find it.
I mean, he can't know that this is on. I mean, okay, he doesn't know what's in the bag, but to him, this feels a little more Hail Mary. This works some of the time, but not all of the time.
Yeah. It's just because it works in the worst case scenario. Like, what's the worst thing? Oh, I draw the other V. And then you're like, wait a sec.
That actually kind of works.
Oh, yeah, this is cool.
Quackle says a U fish that doesn't give up Grandpa wins 6 out of 8 draws. So
yeah, that seems like this is nice that Dave had. Oh, is he thinking about playing SUI? That not going to do much. You have to find Vesuvian. That's kind of the key here.
Yeah, Vesuvian sneakily into that end, just barely tucked away. That's a hard spot to even notice, but
Yeah.
Dave is a smart guy. He'll find
He's
it.
had plenty of time too.
Is Austin one of the commentators? No, Austin is playing in this tournament. He let us take over his channel for
Yeah.
the weekend. This is Matt Canik and Conrad Bassett-Bouchard, and my
Yeah.
understanding is Jesse Day is about to jump in and do some
Yeah.
commentary as well. But Austin has better things to do, like make words instead of just talk about
Yeah.
words. So they're paying us the big bucks to take his place. But Austin will be back on this channel. This is his Twitch channel, and he's on here frequently
Yeah.
playing games. Jesse, aren't you coming? Aren't you coming right now?
Oh
You're
no, no.
not?
I think he can do the 4th game and the 1st game after lunch.
Oh,
If
is
you
that what
want.
we agreed upon?
That's what I would prefer. That way we can both have a longer lunch break.
Okay.
Unless you want to sit out next game.
Oh, he's trolling us. Okay.
Okay.
I thought he was doing rounds 3 and 4 today. How big are the bucks they are paying you?
I don't think that's an appropriate question for a
Yeah,
fan.
you can DM me if you want.
We'll
but
let
yeah,
we'll let LC Shin. We'll let Lindsay
I,
if she wants to talk about it. That's perfectly fine. Let's just say
I will.
I'm not
I'll
quitting my
say
day job.
I'm not quitting my day job. I'm satisfied with the amount they've given me, and I
Yeah.
was more than happy to come out here and do
Yeah.
it. And I mean, honestly, I probably would have done this for free because this is such an awesome tournament, and anything I can do to support
Yeah.
them doing this every year and making it bigger and better, I would happily do.
Yeah. I've played. I've actually directed the event. I was the lead director one year. I've been a food runner. I've just showed up, done live stream. So Dave's still got plenty of time. He's picked up the U more than any other tile.
I mean, when you have
He's
2 U's and a V on your rack, you're probably
yeah,
looking to play one of your U's. You can't fish
yeah,
the V. Well, you can fish the V, Avo.
yeah.
Um,
It's kind of funny. You could see him maybe fish for like usuries or something, but if it's almost kind of a good thing that this turned into a one in the bag end game because it's much easier to just calculate 8 potential draws as opposed to 2 in the bag, which obviously multiplies greatly, and you may end up trying to try to outrun or something, and you may never even consider the fishes.
yeah, outrunning just doesn't look like it's in the cards with this rack,
Yeah.
unless you can get a crazy Kivyut
Right.
set up, and it just doesn't look like there's one there.
Yeah. It would be more if there had been like 2 in the bag, 3 in the bag or something.
Yes, yeah.
Like
This one's
the fish
more
isn't quite
solvable.
as yeah.
The top players, for those a little less well versed, the top players, especially in these one in the bag situations, will go through and figure out if I make this play and I draw this, my opponent's rack is this, and I will have this. And they do it for all 7 or 8 possible draws that they have. And they'll figure it out. They'll figure out, okay, 7 and 8 times or 3 and 8 times I'll end up winning. They solve the entire game out for every possibility. And with one in the bag, the top players can certainly do that. With 2 in the bag, I've seen Mac Meller do it. And I'm sure Nigel does whatever he does in his head, and solves those. But Eldar, I'd say probably can figure out a lot of that stuff too. But one in the bag, top players, 2,000 players should be solving these out if they have the time.
Yeah. And I try to say this as like unegotistically as possible, but as a higher rated expert, I would consider this to be a pretty easy net game.
Yeah.
This would be. I'd be surprised if Dave messed this up.
Would you consider this end game or pre-end game?
Anything where I have like this close. I mean, this is technically a one in the bag pre-end game, but to me, it feels like an end game because this is where I'm taking all my time. I don't need to take much time after this. This is my last turn, if you will, my last turn to think, I should say. So to me, it has the aura of an end game.
Yeah, aura of an end game, but
Yeah.
I say if there is any tile in the bag still, I would consider it, I guess, a pre-end game, just barely. But.
Yeah. Dave's getting low on time. I mean, he's gonna have to try something at some point. He's picking up the U again.
Yeah,
Keeps picking up the U.
He's got. You would love to, take this and drive it to 100% win if you can, but
Right.
Dave knows he can't do that, so he
Yeah.
just got to figure out: can I get to 50? Can I get to 62.5? Can I get to 75% win?
Yeah.
And I have the engine. I just push a button and it tells me. Dave
Yeah.
has to actually think and use his brain,
Yeah.
but Dave is good at thinking and
Yeah.
using his brain, and he'll figure it out, I think.
I think
Oh,
so.
he's picking up. What is he going to do with this?
He's picked up the S a lot of times. He's had SUI spelled out a few times, but I don't know how he can't. He just needs to make sure he doesn't play OU. He needs to make sure he finds Lovies. I think Lovies is kind of the harder one to find, probably, because Vesuvian is a cool TWL word as well. So Lovies, I don't know if Lovies is, and
I
he
think.
oh and
Oh, he did it. Yep.
he
Yeah.
finds
Of
it.
course he did.
He
Dave's
finds
gonna
it,
Dave.
and he's gonna pull out the V, and
He's gonna watch his face when he
yeah,
gets this.
the fact that he played cut and not OU, like he figured out, hey, if the V is in the bag, I can't open Grandpa.
Yeah. And Chris has to just sit there, and I guess Chris now is going to figure out, okay, EISUVV blank. That's terrible
Chris
for.
knows.
Oh, that's terrible for
You
me.
you've seen his face. He just gave the. Oh.
Now, can I outrun Vesuvian if I block Lovies? And the answer is no, not quite. If you play Padnag, that puts you at 432. Vesuvian is 65, and Dave's going to win by 3 points. Chris is just gonna. Can I get more than 30 points?
You added the challenge, right?
Oh, I did not. So Dave's gonna win by 8
Okay.
points. Okay, not 3, but 8.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, we challenged Koha.
So I wonder if Dave sees Evulsive, which is probably one of the highest ponies he's ever let go. One of my claims to fame against Dave. He did, in fact, took the R for Revulsive.
Very good.
Which is a word.
Chris has to be so sad. Like, I drew Grandpa, and UUVV was in the bag, and freaking Dave beat me anyway. Oh,
yeah. Oh goodness!
What a game!
Now let's hope that Dave doesn't accidentally play Evils.
that'd be killer.
So yeah, Dave will at least have a memory of the not word Evulsive.
I think I want to try to grab Dave after this game. Do you think he'd be a good interview? Have things to say about this, or
assuming he wins? Yeah. I'm happy to go grab him if you want to chat with him.
I'll let you do the interview. You've got the rapport and the Portland connection.
Oh, but you two are so funny.
I mean,
you two. I'll let you. I'll let
no,
you. I'll let you take this one.
If Jesse's coming down,
all right,
now,
chat. Who would you like to interview, Dave?
Yeah, Matt or Conrad. Let's hear your votes. No feelings hurt. Again, we talked about this. I don't know who any of you are in the chat anyway, but one of us will interview Dave Wiegand after this, and the other one will run into the playing room and grab Dave Wiegand. Dave set up Volts. He's trolling you. He knows.
I don't know if he's trolling me. I assume he is. But
yeah, what if we got Chris to interview Dave?
Dave's like, oh my goodness. And so again, if you don't know this, I have actually phonied Dave with Evulsive before, and he let it go. So he does have a memory of the word Evulsive. I truly hope that he doesn't play Evulsive.
If Dave plays Evulsive here, I will begin work on the YouTube video immediately.
I'm sure we probably have the game in history somewhere. Oh no, Dave, please don't. I think he's just trolling me.
Oh, certainly. Dave's gonna troll all the time. Dave is master troll.
Yeah.
Like 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 troll grade. Chris only challenged one word this game, right? Just Koha. He hasn't given up 10 points on challenges. Just 5. Okay, because that'd be killer if you end up losing because of the 10 points you bled. But
all right, so he's gonna block Lovies, it looks like, and force the find of Vesuvian, which is, I mean, it's perfectly reasonable. Force.
Maybe Chris hasn't seen Vesuvian. I mean, that is, we talked about how tough it is to spot.
So Dave was in fact trolling.
Right, of course. Dave.
And Vesuvian is going to come down. What a game.
That's incredible.
So much fun.
UUVV at the end for Dave Wiegand, and he says, you can take these U's and V's and I'll just Vesuvian on you.
And they both played a great game.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I won't be surprised if Chris challenges it.
You have to. Yeah, it's a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They say have the guy who played Evulsive interview him, so that sounds like you, Conrad.
Oh, a vote of 1.
1-0. That's a landslide victory.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run in. Let's get to the overhead cam after overhead mic. Listen to a little bit, and then I'll grab him in here after that.
So they are going to go over and do a challenge. Not surprised. you gotta make sure you can't just lose the game. Let's go to the player mic here and see what they have to say. Honestly, few if any mistakes this game. Kind of just this is what we came here to watch, right? This is more interesting to me than actually playing. So
Yeah.
let's see what they have to say.
Oh yeah. Conrad would appreciate that.
Take your time, do your paperwork, post-mortem, and then we're going to do a little interview with you afterwards.
Yeah.
That's all right? All right.
So sure enough, Dave was trolling me.
Yeah. Pick the V.
Oh man.
I'm not sure who we're gonna have up next. I wouldn't be surprised if we're coming back to Sam Rosen is gonna be playing LA's finest tubist, Stefan Koch. And that should be fun to see. I think one of his first times playing on stream. I see Matt is back here, but Dave is still
Yeah, it's Dave. Dave is gonna do his paperwork and do their post-mortem, and then he's gonna come over. But he'll come. He knows we're waiting for him.
yeah.
Dave snickered and is like,
Yeah,
I bet Conrad like
we heard.
evasive.
We heard.
Yeah. Lucky we are to have this overhead microphone to catch
I know.
Right. Mike, how did we not gonna do that? Because you
Yeah.
get some goes out.
Yeah. Well, it would just give you enough of a score that even if I hit a 60-point bingo, I would still lose. Red mag or something. Cheap universe. I said that gave me a chance. I didn't see a way you could block like universe and something here. Perfect draw. Often do you hope for a V? You have another V deal.
All right, so Dave is going to come over, and there's only one vote. So
So yeah, Dave and Conrad, and I mean, yeah, we gotta get Dave to confirm one more time. He was just trolling us with Evulsive.
Yeah.
Freaking Dave is so awesome at this game. That was a treat to watch.
that was a lot of fun. I hope they're all like that. All right, so Matt, you can take those off, and we will chat with the good doctor himself. So Evulsive, huh? I was explaining the story to chat.
I thought you would appreciate that.
I was like, I hope there's like no world where you accidentally misremember it as a word. But yeah,
Revulsive is the good
revulsive.
one.
Yeah.
And
So
they were both played, I think.
yes, yeah. You hooked the R if I recall
Yeah.
correctly. So from your perspective, I think pretty much played perfectly. I don't think there was not a single mistake. Chris was darn close to
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah. What I don't know what was interesting to you other than probably like everything. What
I don't know. Probably the second move I wasn't sure about. I mean, I could play eel in a couple spots for a better leave, but
yeah.
decided to take 5 more points or 7 points, and
Yeah.
it worked out. If I draw the blank, everything works out. But,
Yeah, no, that was exactly what you needed to do at that moment.
and then Koha turn, I thought was a tough turn.
Yeah.
I was upset that Haliotes is no longer good.
Yeah, we figured it was actually interesting. That was Chris's probably probably his only real mistake is he had wuxia through the XI, making Voodoo for a bunch and played Rap instead. And it would
Oh.
have blocked Haliotes.
Oh.
So chat, let us know if you have any questions for Dave while we keep him here for a sec. But walk us through the one in the bag endgame. Like how long? Like how quickly did you find that? How certain were you feeling?
Well, I mean, early on, I was planning to fish a U. I wasn't quite sure where. I mean, possibly I could play OU to
Right.
open the triple. That just seemed like it would cause too much pain. I mean, even if I drew a 60-point bingo at the top, he would get like 40,
Yeah.
and I would probably still lose.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I didn't do that because he would have bingoed out with Grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, but yeah, I was looking for a while for words through the N space O, like
Okay.
IOUS, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see one, so I didn't mind blocking that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the V was a dream draw.
Yeah.
Uh,
Presumably
ironically,
you saw both spots.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, having VU, you don't normally wish for a V, but that
Yeah.
was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're feeling pretty confident once you put down the U that there were you had a lot of chances to.
Yeah, I
win.
didn't. I mean, if I drew Universe, it didn't seem like he could block both plays with
Yeah.
the tile pool.
It was I think the G and the P lost, I think. The G was no bingos and the P he only up dives. Like everything
Okay.
else gave you 2. So
Right. Yeah.
um
No, I just took a while to look for something better, and that seemed like it was the best I could do.
Yeah.
Best chance.
so our only question for you is how much time do you spend in a game thinking up ways to troll the stream?
Not much, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
I just think of my rack, and then sometimes as an afterthought.
Yeah. And what about like boycott? Just like what went through your brain when you're like, oh,
I saw it pretty instantly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, obviously I'm gonna play that. There's nothing to think about.
Wanderer 15 says wrong answer. You are a master troll. Anything else you
Okay.
want to say? Otherwise, we'll let you get back to it.
Not really. Glad this game went my way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for like a master class on one in the bag end games, and hope we'll be seeing you again on table 1 soon.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, Dave Wiegand here, and we'll bring Matt back over.